It wasn't mine. This was really started by the economic development departments in the 4 cities, Tempe, Chandler, Mesa, and Gilbert, who recognized that there were, if nothing else, a bunch of empty buildings, commercial buildings in the towns, and they their landlords needed tenants. So they started to think, and it goes right back to the quote that you started the program with about new businesses create jobs. It may start out to be Mickey and his partner Jarrett. The next thing they need is some office space, and then they're going to hire some more people and need bigger space. Well, the economic development departments got together and said, let's figure out how we can create more jobs in early stage companies. Next step is, well, the companies need capital. Next step is, well, you have to bring people like angels together. So it was, let's figure out how we can create a program to teach people the basics of angel investing so that they can come out and say, if I invest in these kinds of companies, if I'm a real estate investor, eventually these companies, if they're successful, are going to occupy maybe my building. So it becomes this virtuous circle of new investment, new jobs, new tenants, more taxes. How can anybody lose in a situation like that?
Well, that's very good. And that kind of segues to the quote that I started out with, and I'll turn to Micky for the comments on that. The chancellor was indicating that America must invest in innovation. You came out of University of Arizona school, the entrepreneur side of that school. Tell us how important that innovation is in not only the future of your company, but other companies.
Yeah, innovation plays an important role in America's history, and it gives us a stronghold in creating jobs and creating new companies. And so it's a very important part, and Arizona plays a key role because we have 2 great universities here that are competitive in nature and produce great students. And so I was attracted to Arizona in the first place because of investors like Jim here that actively invest in startups, and the 2 great universities here. I chose the University of Arizona, but could equally have chosen Arizona State as well. And from that, innovation is created in the university system, like we did with Post.Bid.Ship. And then we met with individuals like Jim and his group of investors that helped us bring that to the marketplace. And now we have 11 full-time employees from an idea that started in the classroom.
Well, for me, what's somewhat fascinating about what you've done is, I believe the industry that you're in is an old industry. It's a true, tried old industry, yet to be touched by the internet.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
And what's fascinating about that, it says to me that there's no industry that will not be touched eventually by the internet and some entrepreneurs, some innovators. So in that, tell us the challenge you had once you decided that that's what you guys wanted to do. How did you break that, call it the old industry network thinking? How did you break that?
Oh, we're still doing that on a day-to-day basis. So if you look at the industry, it is an old industry. There's 800,000 operating trucking companies in the U.S., so there's a lot of trucking companies. The average size of those trucking companies are 12 trucks, so it's very small companies. And if you look at the average capacity on their trucks, you're using about 30% of the truck's capacity, meaning 70% of that truck is still available. We know that the average trucking company spends 11% on sales in order to get that capacity filled. And so at the end of the day, when you look at this industry, there's a lot of efficiency that can be put into this industry. Then when you combine it to the cost of the shipper, a lot of the savings that we provide by matching these parties up in a more efficient way is passed along to the shipper. And then the other side benefit is that we only work with qualified and safe carriers. So we pre-screen carriers out. And so this helps shippers feel confident about the carriers that we work with. And then that savings is passed along. The highways and interstates are safer, and at the same time, we're making more use of fuel that's being used by these trucks, lowering the carbon impact that these shippers have. So it's a win-win, and we felt that the time was right. The internet could help the trucking industry, and we're in the process of out there talking about our solution to the marketplace.
What's fascinating about entrepreneurs and startup companies, as you know, Jim, is the passion, the commitment, and the vision. I mean, I can hear it coming out of Micky. And so the question to Micky is, with a great idea, a lot of passion, a lot of vision. How'd you convince people that to invest in your company?
Well, number one, you have to know that you can do it. With me and Jarrett's background is in the trucking business. His family sold 2 trucking companies. My background is in the internet business. I've had 3 internet businesses that have been successful. And so we came together and we knew that we could execute. So what me and Jarrett brought to the table were time and talent. We both had that. With Jim and his group of investors, they brought the treasure. And all of these 3 things, time, talent, and treasure, helped us create a great company. And we're off to a good start. So we're a successful startup. And time will tell, and we're hope to be a large company one day, hiring a lot of Arizona citizens.
So how many doors did you have to knock on to say, invest in me, believe in me, you'll be in for a great ride?